I'm applying for MSc in public health in your university, the University of so, because hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your baby girl again, MonnyLagos, and I'm here with another exciting video, as you can tell. So today we're going to get right into the video. No time to check time, okay? We're going to be talking about personal statements and other documents that you need to get your admission in the UK. Obviously, you know we're doing the Studying UK series. This is the second episode of that series. So after you must have decided the school you want to go to, the course you want to go to, next thing is to get your documents together. And I know that personal statements used to give a lot of people like some people call it personal statement, some people call it letter of intent, whatever it is. It's the same thing you're supposed to write in it, okay? Or sometimes letter of motivation. I'm just here to share with you guys the secrets and tips I used to write personal statements. I wrote personal statement for about 3 schools when I was applying, and I've also written for some people. So if you want me to write a personal statement, hit me up. You're going to pay, like money is involved. But hit me up, send me an email, and we'll get it done and over with. But I'm here to share with you guys my tips regardless. So I'm going to be talking about the documents, the general documents that I know. Before we get to that, I'm so sorry, before we get to that, I remember that my last video, my friend called me and was like, it was literally like, what's the word, accusing me for saying that, oh, only people that graduated from university have BSc certificate can do their masters. I'm sorry, you guys, if you did HND, I don't know, HND or ND, I don't know which one is higher. But if you did HND and you have a distinction or upper credit, I guess, you can come and do your masters in the UK. Not all schools though, but some schools, like most schools, take HND with distinction and upper credit. So yeah, you can check that with your school, the school that you decide to study with, so that you're sure. But yeah, I put that out there and I've cleared myself. Thank you. So the first, I'm sorry, I have my book here, you guys. I always write things down. You will need your international passport, obviously. If you're applying to schools, one of the documents you're going to be needing is your international passport. You cannot be applying to a school in UK without your international passport. You won't take travel there. So that's number 1. Number 2 is your degree certificate. We've said this thing in the last videos. I just want to run through it again. Your degree certificate, that's your BSc certificate, your HND certificate, the certificate that you got from your school. Next thing is your transcript. Your transcript is like a proof of the courses you did when you were in undergraduate. So you obviously need your transcripts if you're going to apply to any school. You apply for that with your school, your undergraduate school, or your HND school. What am I saying? Your university. You apply for it and then they give it to you, or they send it to your school, anyone. Next thing you need is your proof of English. We've talked about that in the last class. I'm sorry I'm trying to run through this document so that we get right straight to what we are here to do. Proof of English, you either do your IELTS or you get a letter from your school stating that you were taught in English before you can do your masters in the UK. Next thing is your CV. Yeah, the CV is like more important if you're like, you finished your undergraduate course is not relating to what you're doing, what you want to do for masters, but you have job experience in it. Your CV is very important because your school will ask for it. Reference letter. I remember that I didn't mention reference letter in my last video. So you need 2 references. Most schools ask for 2 references, one from work and one from your school, or 2 academic references, or 2 academic references and 1 work references. Whichever one, you're going to need references. So some schools will send your reference the form, or sometimes they ask you to get a letter from your reference. So whichever one, you're going to need references. So start thinking of who you're going to use for your reference when you want to apply. WAEC results. I'm not sure about this WAEC result, but yeah, I used WAEC results. Some other people use WAEC results. Sometimes you don't need the WAEC results, but just have your WAEC results where you have 6 credits, just to be safe. Now, personal statements. Your personal statement is how you're going to tell your school your intentions, where you're going to pour yourself out, where you're going to let it all out. You're going to tell your school why you love the school, why you want to study the course, why they should give you admission, basically. So in that personal statement is the first the first contact your school is having with you is your personal statement. They need to know you through your personal statement. Your personal statement needs to reflect who you are. I hope you're getting me. Yes. So the first thing that is very important to your personal statement is the way I write my personal statement, I write it in like a particular order that I'm going to be giving you guys today. First of all, the first thing on your personal statement should be a catchy statement to start with. So most times what I do is I would have loved to actually read out my personal statement to you guys, but I cannot find the personal statement I used for University of Sunderland, which is very funny. I've checked my laptop, I've checked my phone, I even checked my school websites. Maybe, you know, uploading it there I could get it back, but I can't find it. So I can't read out my University of Sunderland personal statement to you guys. I'm so sorry, but I think I'll read out the other school. First you have to do is have a catchy statement. Your catchy statement could be a quote from somebody you love that has to do with that course. So it could be something that really drives you to study the course. You get me? Just a very short catchy statement. The first line should be that catchy statement. That statement that they will read and then they want to go ahead to read your remaining personal statement. Then after that catchy statement, we're moving on to the next thing, which is an introduction of yourself. So after you put the catchy statement, you're going to introduce yourself right after in the same paragraph. My name is so. I'm studying. I graduated from University of so. You know, a brief introduction of yourself. After your catchy statement, you have a brief introduction of yourself really quickly. That way, they know, they have like an engagement already. Like you've said the catchy statement, you're introducing yourself after. They want to know more, right? So the next thing that will now come up is a brief history of yourself. So after you do your introduction, the normal introduction, your name, what you want to study, the university you studied before, you then go back. Most especially for people that you didn't do that course in your undergraduate and you only have work experience, you give them something to hear, like, oh, maybe a childhood experience that shaped you to want to study that course, or maybe like an experience that shaped you to want to study that course, or maybe like something you went through that made you, you know, something personal. You get me? So we've done catchy statements, we've done introduction, we've gone in personal, a little bit personal. So that way you're engaging your reader, like the person wants to know more. Then after that, you're going to go back to a brief introduction of your schooling. Especially for those of you that did that course in your undergraduate, you can easily go back to your brief introduction of your schooling as well. Oh, I did this, I studied this, I have this certification, You know, if you have certifications, you put it in that next paragraph. Now, that's why you're giving them yourself. You're selling yourself now. At this point, you're telling them, oh, this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do, and this is why I want to study this course moving forward. Then after that, you're going to go into your work experience, right? So that work experience, again, you can do it in this same paragraph. So the work experience is just telling them, oh, I worked in this, I've done this, while I worked in this, this is what I did, and this is why I want to study this course. Everything you're writing should go back to the reason why you want to study so course in so university. Keep mentioning the name of the university. Let them be tired of reading their name. You get me? Yes. Then after you talk about those things, then you go back to why you want to study in that school, in the university you're going for now, like your master's. So now here, you're going to sell the school to the owner of the schools, like to the people that work in the school. So now you're telling them, I want to study in your school because, or rather, I want to study in this school because the school is this, the school is so ranked, the school has also rank, is also thin, the school is you know, you search, go to your school website, dig out informations that are sweet information that they put there for you, you put it back for them in your personal statement. You get me? Then after that, you go to why you want to study that course in that school. This is where you're going to talk about the course models that you've checked before on their website. Talk about the course models that they have in the school. You're going to talk about if they have like catchy things, maybe like if your course is doing like a laboratory or placements, all those things, put it in the personal statement. Those things that they put there to encourage you to come to their school, you are going to put it back to them that is the reason why you want to come to the school. So you just, you know, make your findings on the school website. Give yourself time, sit down on the website like 1 hour, 2 hours, find out things that will suit them, that, oh, this person actually went to research about the school and is back to tell us why they want to study in our school. Do you get me? Yes, I know you get me. So after that, you're going to talk about the city or the state, or most likely the city where the school is. So now you've talked about yourself, you've talked about why you want to study the course, you've talked about your work experience, you've talked about the school, you've talked about why you want to do that course in that school. Now you're talking about why you want to come and live. Like, okay, I want to study in this school. Obviously, if you're studying in that school, you're going to be living in that city. So you're going to give them like catchy things in the city. Let me tell you something. Every city has one thing that is unique to them. Check for it. Check for it. You'll find it. Every city, especially in this UK, they have one thing that is unique to them. So look for the, catchy things about the city. Write it there in your last paragraph that, okay, well, this is what I want to study. After that, the next paragraph that's coming after that is your conclusion, where you're wrapping it all up together. Okay, now I'm done telling you all about me. I'm just going to recap. So now you're wrapping up all what you had said earlier, all the English that you have spoken since. You're just going to conclude it in one paragraph at the end. And you have your personal statement. It is that easy, you guys. It is the moment you make your findings, just write them down and start typing. Do your thing. And if you're going to write, then type after. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check for personal statements. I don't know. I'm so sad I can't find the one I wrote for University of Sunderland. And this one I'm about to read is not like my perfect personal statement. You get, this one is just like I was just applying to another school. The one I could find. So starting, I've always been passionate about being an advocate for patients and clients, especially those in the grassroots areas with little or no opportunity to get healthcare education, counseling and facilities programs. That is my catching statement. With this statement, somebody wants to go on and read. Then I went on to introduce myself. My name is looool. I'm applying for MSc in public health in your university, the University of so, because from an early stage in my life, I have had a growing interest in understanding the origin of public health, which is basically healthcare for the public. I have decided to pursue a career in public health because of my interest and passion for planning and conducting healthcare studies and counseling for patients and clients. While I was doing my undergraduate studies in guidance and counseling from the University of Lagos, Nigeria, this was me introducing my course. I had the opportunity to intern with Lagos State Ministry of Health in Department of Disease Control, where I worked with very experienced doctors, public health officials in coming up with responses to environmental crisis situation, and more importantly, organization of trainings for staffs of general hospitals across Lagos, Nigeria. What I studied guidance and counseling at the undergraduate level in the University of Lagos, Nigeria, and I graduated in November 2019. After I graduated, I was able to work as an HIV counselor tester on various projects on disease control. These projects include mapping out addresses of child medical centers in small communities in Lagos State, carrying out free HIV counseling and testing for pregnant women and their spouse to be able to reduce the chances of their children being born with HIV in the state. I and my team also carried out free HIV counseling and testing for pregnant women that are registered in private medical facilities for a month, which was also under the supervision of the Department of Disease Control in Lagos State. More importantly, I volunteered as a counselor in the psychosocial team for COVID-19 in Lagos State, where I was able to counsel patients and also check up on their well-being living with the virus. I volunteered for 4 months, May to August 2020, and I also joined the contact tracing team of COVID-19 patients in Lagos State, where I and my team traced contacts of confirmed patients to be assured of their well-being as well as their family members. These experiences have helped me to develop my skills and also helped me to develop more interest to get MSc in public health. Did you see what I did there? So after they were telling them all what I've done, all these things shaped me to want to study MSc in public health. How can you not give somebody admission after this? Imagine. Nevertheless, I want to study in the University of blah blah blah. This is not someone's own. To develop the skills required to meet existing challenges in public health, and also develop skills in leadership, communication, and evaluation to deliver improvements in health. I chose to study University of because the modules for this course are those that are mapped out to meet the Royal Society of Public Health standards that are outlined in their qualifications. Yeah, I went on and on about that. Then I went to So this one is not really the perfect one I want to read for you guys, but you have an idea, you get what I'm talking about, right? Yes, right. So after all that, you're going to go on and talk about the school, talk about the city, talk about, and then you get that done. So I hope that with this video you have an idea what you're supposed to write in your personal statement and how you're supposed to, you know, arrange it. If you still have more questions, don't forget to send me an email. My email address will be down in the description box. My Instagram handle and my Snapchat handle will also be down in the description box. Please, you guys, reach out to me. I always reply, even if I don't reply early. I always try to reply all my messages, because why? I love you guys and I need you guys to come and meet me in UK. You get me? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share this video with your friend. Share this video with your friends so that they know what they are writing in their personal statements. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till I see you in my next video. Take care of yourselves, babies, and have fun.